This video is discussing woke culture and how it sees issues blind of context, presenting them as either 100% good or 100% evil. But first, a little backstory. It's 1996. Social media as we know it won't take over our lives for just under a decade, but in Japan, a small game development studio is about to introduce the world to what will become the most successful media franchise of all time. On February 27th, they released Pocket Monsters version Red and Green. Less than a year later, on January 4th, 1997, the Pokemon anime releases domestically. After a great reception and immediate success, networks overseas decided to take Pokemon worldwide. The first episode airs in North America on August 8th, 1998. 2 months later in October, the Pokemon Jinx makes her first appearance in the anime. Things began to pick up speed, so here are the dates that you need to know. September 98, the Gen 1 games Red and Blue release in North America. December 98 sees Yellow release in Japan. Stadium releases in April of 99, bringing Pokemon to the N64. Yellow version releases in North America on October of 99. November 99 sees Jinx make her debut on North American television. Until this point, she's only been seen by Western eyes on the black and white screen of the Game Boy. 9 days later, as the Generation 2 games Gold and Silver launch in Japan. The Millennium hits. In January of 2000, just over a month since their North American debut, an article is released in the Greensboro News and Record stating that Jinx was a negative stereotype of African Americans. A month passes, and in February, Pokemon Stadium releases in North America. September of that year marks the first time Jinx is cut from an episode in NA. A month later sees the Generation 2 games finally make it stateside in October. The Jinx sprites in this release now have purple features. December of 2000, Pokemon Stadium 2 and Pokemon Crystal both launch on the 14th in Japan. Jinx sports the original black colour scheme. This suggests any changes so far will be made by the localization team. March 2001, Stadium 2 reaches North America. Jinx is purple. July 2001, Crystal comes 2. Again, Jinx is purple. May 2002, episode 250 airs in Japan and heavily features Jinx in her original colour scheme. This episode is never aired in the US. November 2002, the Generation 3 games Ruby and Sapphire are released in Japan. Jinx now sports the purple design from the get-go. The end, right? Well, not quite. With the anime running nearly a year behind in the States, 2003 sees Jinx cut from 2 more episodes, but Nintendo commit to the new design, and their next appearance in 2005 has her sporting the updated colours. So now you're caught up, you're probably wondering how that ties back to woke culture. I watched a bunch of graphic design and a bunch of Pokemon videos recently, and the YouTube algorithm pushed redesigning Pokemon videos on me. Honestly, I really liked them. They had great like to dislike ratios and interesting comment sections. At least they did until I got to one with the comments disabled, and yeah, the reason why we're here.
The first glaringly obvious problem about Jinx that everyone is aware of, if you're a fan of Pokemon, you've heard the controversy, Jinx is very racist. It is
everything about this is an issue. The original concept behind Jinx is very obviously a very sexualized woman in blackface. I mean, no one's favorite Pokemon is Jinx. And if someone's favorite Pokemon is Jinx, that is a massive red flag that you should not associate with that person.
If someone's favorite Pokemon is Jinx, they're either a 12-year-old who thinks being racist is funny, or they're actually racist, or they're unaware of the problems with Jinx, in which case, educate them.
So I guess let's break those points down. First up, that everyone is aware of this controversy, or as the guy states, if you're a Pokemon fan, you've heard of it. This mindset is part of the problem with cancel culture. Assuming people share the same knowledge and education that you do is incredibly naive. Take one of his latter points. How is it possibly fair to tar a 12-year-old as a racist for not knowing a controversy that was resolved before they were born? A Pokemon fan does not equal a Pokemon historian, and if someone picked up the series with Sun and Moon in 2016, I don't think it'd be fair to judge them on the history of one of the 809 Pokemon that were around at the time. Moving on to the next one, that because of her appearance, if someone's favourite Pokemon is Jinx, then you shouldn't associate with them. This is just massively hypocritical. How can you mark someone as a person not to associate with for liking a character, while at the same time creating and monetizing content around a game that includes that character? Surely if Jinx is the problem, then association with both should be equally as bad. You could even argue in this case that association with the game is worse, because you know about the controversy, where the other person might not. It also ignores the weird world of how things become favourites. Sure, some things just hit your brain the right way, but a lot of times it comes from experience. And for Pokemon, that comes from playing through the game. Let's take Twitch Plays Pokemon in 2014 as an example. Before the playthrough, Praise Helix was a non-existent search term on Google. 6 years on and it still generates interest. The events in that stream likely made Omanite and Omastar favourites for some people. Likewise, experiencing the solo game could easily do the same and lead to Jinx becoming someone's number one. And to call him racist while excluding all context just does not make sense. The last point in the clip I agree with. If someone is unaware of why you think something is bad, try to teach them before you judge them. Not everyone has the same level of education, shares the same interests, or had the same upbringing as you, and to cancel someone for a gap of knowledge or a bad take while not giving them a chance to explain their side is just wrong. No one can be right all the time. People need to be given a chance to improve, so next time someone is on the receiving end of being cancelled, think about how who they are might have contributed to whatever they did, and how you might be applying your own biases to the situation. As for my take on Jinx, while problematic, I don't think her design was intended to be racist. I think it was just an unfortunate clash of cultures. The internet was still in its infancy, and research wasn't as easy as it is today. If you want to learn more, then there are a lot of great videos that go deeper than I ever could, and I'll link one in the description. I hope that anyone that watched until the end found this interesting. Also a bonus for anyone still around. Did you know that while a thumbs up gesture is a sign for approval in most countries, in a select few it carries the same insult as the middle finger does in the US? Everything needs context.